Part 1. The Centennial Light Paradox. It is 1901. A light bulb is turned on in a fire station in Livermore, California. It hangs from the ceiling, glowing with a soft, warm, amber light. Empires have risen and fallen. 2 world wars have been fought. The Internet was invented. And yet, 120 years later, that light bulb is still burning. Now, look at the device in your hand, or the one in your pocket. It is a technological marvel, thousands of times more powerful than the computers that put a man on the moon. It costs nearly $1,000. And yet, in 2 or 3 years, it will be practically useless. The battery will fail. The screen will lag. The apps will crash. And you will be forced to buy a new one. This brings us to a terrifying question. How is it possible that a simple glass bulb from the Edwardian era can outlast the most advanced engineering of the 21st century? The answer isn't bad luck, it isn't user error, and it certainly isn't a coincidence. You are being played. The device you rely on for everything was engineered to die. It was designed to break. And the reason why will make you rethink every single purchase you ever make. Part 2. The Phoebus Cartel. To understand why your phone dies, we have to go back to Geneva, Christmas time, 1924. The leaders of the world's biggest light bulb manufacturers, including Philips, Osram, and General Electric, met in secret. They had a problem. Their light bulbs were too good. They were lasting too long. If a bulb lasts forever, you only sell it once, and that is bad for business. So, they formed the Phoebus Cartel. They signed a document that changed the global economy forever. They agreed to standardize the life of a light bulb to exactly 1,000 hours, not as a minimum, but as a maximum. If a factory produced a bulb that lasted longer, they were fined. They actually engineered their products to be worse. They spent millions on research not to improve durability, but to introduce fragility. This was the birth of planned obsolescence, the deliberate shortening of a product's lifespan to force consumers to buy replacements. The Phoebus Cartel was eventually exposed, but the damage was done. They had proven that failure was more profitable than quality. And today, that philosophy doesn't just control light bulbs. It controls everything. Part 3. The Walled Garden. Fast forward to today. The masters of planned obsolescence aren't meeting in smoky rooms in Geneva. They are in sleek glass offices in Silicon Valley. Now, Apple is often the villain in this story, but let's be fair. They are not alone. This is an industry-wide disease. Samsung glues their batteries down just as tight. John Deere uses software locks to prevent farmers from fixing their own tractors. But there is no denying that Apple wrote the modern playbook on the walled garden. It starts with the hardware. Have you ever tried to open a modern smartphone? It's nearly impossible. In the early days, they used standard screws. But then, Apple invented the pentalobe screw, a proprietary flower shape that no standard screwdriver could fit. Why? To keep you out. Then came the glue. Batteries used to be removable. Pop the back off, swap it out, good as new. Today, batteries are buried under layers of fragile glass and industrial adhesive. They tell you it's for water resistance or slimness. But the real reason is simple. When the battery dies, they don't want you to spend $20 on a replacement. They want you to spend $1,000 on a new phone. Remember Batterygate? In 2017, Apple admitted to secretly slowing down older iPhones via software updates. They claimed it was to prevent shutdowns. But for millions of users, it just felt like their phone was suddenly garbage right when the new model came out. They got caught, they paid a settlement, but the strategy didn't stop. It just evolved. Part 4. Serialization. The new enemy is invisible. It's called serialization, or parts pairing. Let's say you smash your screen. You, being smart, buy a genuine original screen from another identical iPhone to replace it. It should work perfectly, right? It's an original part. Wrong. The phone will reject it. Take the iPhone 13. If you tried to swap the screen yourself, Face ID, a critical security feature, would simply stop working. Or look at the iPhone 14. If you swap the camera module without Apple's proprietary software tools, you get persistent, unremovable warning notifications telling you the part is unknown. Why? Because the logic board of your phone is digitally paired to the serial number of the original components. If those numbers don't match, the phone throws a tantrum. This kills the third-party repair industry. It makes it impossible for local shops to fix your phone cheaply. It forces you back to the manufacturer, where the answer is almost always, "It's too expensive to fix, just upgrade." Part 5. Psychological Warfare. But hardware is only half the battle. The most insidious form of obsolescence happens inside your head. It's called psychological obsolescence. Tech companies spend billions on marketing to convince you that the product you currently own, the one that works perfectly fine, is actually trash. They do this through subtle design changes. Notice how the camera bumps change slightly every year, or how the flat edges become curved, then flat again. These aren't engineering necessities. They are social signals. If you pull out a phone with a horizontal camera layout when the new ones are vertical, you are signaling to the world that you are outdated. And then there's the social pressure. The green bubble versus blue bubble phenomenon is a masterpiece of psychological manipulation. By deliberately making messages from Android phones look worse, low-quality videos, lack of typing indicators that harsh green color, Apple turns its user base into a cult. Teens are bullied for having green bubbles. It's a manufactured tribalism designed to lock you into their ecosystem out of fear of social exclusion. Part 6. The Graveyard of Progress. So, where do all these outdated phones go? When you trade in your phone, you imagine it gets refurbished and given to a happy child, right? Sometimes. But often, it ends up in places like Agbogbloshie in Ghana. This is one of the world's largest digital graveyards. Mountains of burning plastic and metal. Millions of tons of e-waste are dumped here every year. The irony is heartbreaking. We are extracting rare earth minerals from the ground in Africa, refining them, putting them into phones, using them for 2 years, and then dumping them back onto the soil of Africa as toxic waste. Lithium, cobalt, gold. These are finite resources, and we are burning through them to manufacture devices designed to fail. The Phoebus cartel limited light bulbs to maximize profit. Today's tech giants are limiting the lifespan of the planet for the sake of their quarterly earnings. Part 7. Conclusion. The next time you see an ad for the latest smartphone claiming it's the fastest, most powerful device ever made, remember the light bulb in Livermore. You don't really own your phone. You are just renting it until the software tells you time is up. But knowledge is power. By understanding the game, you can choose not to play. You can support the right to repair movement. You can hold on to your device a little longer. The light bulb lasted 120 years. Your phone didn't fail. It was killed. So I looked it up, and now you know. Hit subscribe if you want to uncover more lies industries are telling you. Leave a comment below. What's the oldest gadget you refuse to throw away? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching.